What's up, everybody, and welcome to a WNBA State of Mind where we mainly discuss basketball, but we love other sports. And today, as usual, I have my guys, nephew Vid and Dominique Don Dada Wilford, and a special guest from ODU, stand out, my guy, Rasheed Wright, point guard at a Greensboro, North Carolina, right? And you played 13 seasons, 13 years as a pro, mostly in France. Correct me if I'm wrong later. He is now director of pro skills basketball in Richmond, Virginia. But before we discuss his greatness, I want to discuss a powerful, informative article in the Las Vegas Review by Callie Finn. And I hope it doesn't catch any backlash because there's a lot of truthfulness to it. And as we know, a lot of these team owners don't like to discuss nor accept a lot of the truth that's coming. So we got two aces, assistant coaches have left the organization. The lead assistant, Natalie Nakasi, went to as a head coach to the Golden State Valkyries. And then we have the second assistant, Tyler Marsh, who was responsible for their personal development. He left, and now he's going to become the head coach for the Chicago Sky. Natalie Williams is out as of October 20th, only for Candace Parker to step in as the GM. And I'm hearing that, rumor has it that it was related to Tyler Marsh. She was trying to keep him there, but it gets worse, all right? Kelsey Plum is an unrestricted free agent and hasn't expressed her interest in playing or staying right now. Tiffany Hayes is unrestricted, but that's not an issue because we can find that type of player, i.e. Diamond Miller. We got Sydney Colson, unrestricted free agent. And then you have Alyssa Clark, who's an unrestricted free agent. They all want to stay, but the expansion draft is going to determine whether a lot of people get to stay. You protect six of them get to go. Kelsey hasn't expressed whether she wants to be here. So, that's an issue. And I'm going to tell you, the Aces are in a spell. And I promise Mark Davis probably doesn't even really know all of the things that are going on and all the things that are transpiring because he's got the Raiders and he's got a lot of stuff. And, so he's back and forth. So it's going to get interesting. The front office is crazy right now. They're doing a clean sweep. Nikki Fargas, she got to come correct. And, not really hearing a whole lot from her in regards to that. So I just got three things that I want to say. Okay. One is that you have to be careful. And we had this conversation, Dom. You have to be very, very careful who you bring into the organization because all that glitters on social media is not gold. It's poison, actually. So you got to be careful. You don't get yourself fired. Bringing in a buddy, Second, this puts them in like a really low position, around the league and what's going on and saying you guys don't take care of your vets. This is the second situation where we've had a vet go in there, i.e. Danielle Fontenot, who was in there 3 months. Now she's gone. Natalie's gone. We still have a couple of other vets in there. Don't really know what's going to happen. I would like to know. I wouldn't like to be sitting here guessing what's going on. And this is all speculation from an article, but a lot of it seems to be really true. Next season, Becky Hammond is going to have to coach her assets off. All right. And she's going to have an X-Man and she's going to have an O specialist that she utilizes from the bench. And you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind. I got my guys on here. I got ODU in the house, Rasheed Wright, nephew Vid, Don Dada, okay, straight out of Michigan.
I'm everywhere.
Detroit.
I'm everywhere. I reside everywhere. Remember that. I reside everywhere.
So, and we're going to, I'm going to actually sit back and relax and enjoy and just prompt some of the conversation because right now we're barbershop talk. And when I have my guys on the show, I just sit back and let you guys just act like you're sitting in the barbershop. So Dom, go ahead and take it away for me.
Yo, I got a quick question for my guy.
What's going on, man?
Man, I got to ask you this. Given your experience coaching girls basketball and leading your team to a state championship, which WNBA player do you encourage your players to watch and learn from, especially in the terms of their training habits and, their just overall work ethic?
Well, coaching girls is not something that I set out to do, right? I kind of got
Yeah.
suggested or asked to do it. I have four daughters.
Hmm.
I have three sisters. My mom has three sisters. My dad has four sisters. So like this has been my life, and it's actually something that I realized I was good at. So I really see myself as a visitor, as a guest in the House of Women's Basketball.
Yeah.
I went to ODU. We don't have to talk about how powerful the girls' programs were at ODU when I was there and before I got there. So I'm just constantly trying to learn more and more of how to be the best coach I can be. And what I realize about a lot of girls is a lot of girls don't watch basketball, and a lot of girls, even though they play it, they don't watch it, and they don't know the history of it. So I'm always encouraging them and giving them little assignments to dig into the game, learn about the women whose shoulders they're standing on, and hopefully try to connect them with the history of it so they can find a true passion and love for the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And here's a quick marketing point for NBA TV because they watch us frequently. Did you hear what she just said? It's pretty much the old vintage WNBA games. They need to come back on NBA TV because Goody had some fire games.
Yes.
We need to see those along with Lisa Leslie, along with C. Koo, all those great former players. We need to see those games. The young girls need to see those games. NBA TV, make that happen.
I
I
agree.
agree.
I agree. I concord.
I got a follow-up question to you. You did many years overseas as a professional player, and you're coaching now. So which current or past NBA player do you think embodies the quality of leadership and resilience that you strive to instill in your own players?
Well, I'm a Michael Jordan guy. So, I grew up watching Michael Jordan. To me, he epitomizes excellence when it comes to the game of basketball. As much as I like Michael Jordan, I think Kobe Bryant, who's basically to me a clone of that, but was way more philosophical in how he spoke about the game, that translates. So I send him a lot of that. I send him a lot of that information and just like the greats, you know what I mean? And so to me, sending them information and words and little Instagram videos, I try to speak the young kids' language, how they receive information, and just trying to get them to understand not only what excellence is, but the hard work it takes to be the best version of yourself. So definitely Jordan. And then Steph, I'm a shooter, right? So I've always thought, I grew up in the era where if you took 5 threes in the game, that was a whole bunch of threes, right? And I've always felt like shooting can change the game. So once Steph started having success and the Warriors started having success with that style of play, and I'm not just talking about shooting threes, I'm talking about making threes. There is a difference. But once I saw them change the game and playing in Europe where all 5 players can shoot the basketball on the court, so that really challenges the defense. Those are my two favorite players. And as a shooter, I know how much time he has had to put in the gym and continues to put in the gym to be able to shoot the ball at that level. So those two are my favorites.
Yeah, that was a great question. That was a great answer too. I'm gonna throw one in there. The WNBA had an absolutely fantastic season this year. I mean, hands down, probably one of the most excitable seasons that we've been able to record. Because there have been, like I said, a lot of excitement in the WNBA. People just started to pay attention to it now. There were plenty of games that were great games, but people just hadn't tapped into it. So, I always say kudos to the rookie class that came in because they really did shed light, and they also brought relevance back to myself. Because now when I go in stores, and I have conversations with, oh yeah, I'm a former WNBA player, it resonates with people a lot more now. So I say kudos to those kids. Who were some players this year, or if there was just one player that you could say that, you really mentioned a lot in practice?
Well, of course, Caitlin Clark comes up all the time. Asia Wilson, she embodies excellence to me too. Like what she's able to do on the court. Man, how hard Collier played in the finals. Like watching players leave it all on the court. I love to see that. Me and Diana Taurasi around the same age, so I like her mindset. She kind of got that killer mindset too. But the young lady, I always mispronounce her name, Ogunbowale. Yes. No, she's nasty. I mean, she can flat out hoop. So I enjoy watching her. But those are some of the names that come up, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you wanted to say something else, Vid. Go ahead, Don.
No, Vid's got the floor. It looked like he was saying something.
Go ahead, Don. Go pop in.
Yeah. His audio may have cut out.
Let me ask y'all a question. Can I ask y'all a question?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm like everybody else, like saw the uptick in the WNBA this year. Everybody's watching and whatnot. The last game of the finals, right? I felt like it was a heavyweight fight. Those ladies were landing on the court back and forth. You could tell that both teams wanted to win the game. But how the game ended, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. I felt like it was a stain left on the season where they didn't let the players decide the outcome. And I just haven't gotten over there yet. Am I by myself in there, or did y'all see the same thing I saw?
I'm gonna give you the church finger on that one. Because I really felt some type of way. And I'm glad that, you're expressing it. I've expressed it on the podcast, on the previous podcast. So, you saying something about it, I know it resonated. Mm-hmm. And I know people felt some type of way. And anybody who's a competitor,
right?
Anybody who's, in a Final Four or a conference or championship of any sort, you want to go at it. Mm-hmm. And you want the chips to fall where they may, and you'll accept it if that team beats you fair and square. Right. But if it's 5 against 8, mm-hmm. it's a whole nother level.
Right.
And I do think that the referees, the replay center, and a small portion of the WNBA lost respect.
Yes. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's almost like I'm ready for the next season to start, because I felt like, you go watch a movie and like everything is great, and then the ending just don't quite do it for you, and you're like, good movie, but I wish it would have ended a little differently.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you? What about you, Dom?
I agree with you guys wholeheartedly, but you know me, Goody, I'm going to take a little bit of a deeper dive with this one too. We have got to have not only better officials within our pro leagues, within our youth leagues, within our high school leagues. The officials associations, they are hurting. I get so many calls from, different Midwest states, Chicago, Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, asking me if I know anyone that wants to be an official. It's a role that within the industry is kind of dying. Like it's hard for us to get good officials, and it not only hurts the fans, it hurts those kids because they're trying to properly learn. Right. And Rasheed, I know you've seen it yourself, within coaching, like some of those high school officials, you be really wanting to you say, what, give me the whistle. I'm gonna coach my team and I'm about to referee this game.
It's one of the things that perturbs me for real, because like I said, I'm a guest. I'm learning. I'm a competitor. Like I love this game with everything that is me. And so challenging these young ladies to be the best versions of themselves and seeing them put the work in and improving, and then especially on the high school level. And then you get to the high school level and you can tell that they gave us the second tier refs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, man, like, come on, like, respect these girls, like, respect the girls. Like, you should know the rules. You should be able to run up and down the court. Girls are aggressive too. They may be more aggressive than guys for real. Like, stop calling these fouls because you thought she hit the girl, or start calling travel because it looked different. The guys are traveling and you're not calling it. But the girl would do a Euro step, you're going to call travel before she complete the move. And then I ask you, okay, what'd she do? You can't tell me why you called the travel. Like, so I think that, but I think it's like with everything else. As the game continues to evolve, hopefully everything else evolves with it and gets better. It's still a game that's growing, so I try to keep that in perspective too. But I got a question. This one is for you, Adrian, and this is something that I found challenging and that I'm trying to figure out. And I had this conversation with the girls that just won a state championship with me about 3 years ago. Yeah. And kudos to them for understanding what I was saying. But you'll understand what I mean once I tell you what I said. So about 3 weeks ago, one of my girls' teams, well, two of my girls' teams, I always have two teams practicing at the same time. So I had 7th grade girls and 6th grade girls, and they're practicing. And as a matter of fact, it was the Wednesday of game 4 in the NBA Finals, right? So we get done with practice. My coach is like, make sure y'all go home and watch the game. It's a great game on TV. And almost all the girls, with the exception of 2, they were like, what game? And I was like, what?
Yeah.
The Lynx and the Liberty, who? One girl said, I thought it was preseason. So all of them just started like, help me understand that y'all don't even know what's going on right now, right? So I just let them talk. And then I was like, okay, how many of y'all think that women are treated unfairly in sports? All of them raised their hand. I said, okay. I said, how many of y'all think that women don't have the same resources in sports that guys do? They all raised their hand, right? And then I told them, I said, I got a problem with that. Because as a guest in women's basketball, I'm going to fight. I got sisters. I'm going to fight for you ladies. But not because you're a woman or a little girl. Because you have worked hard at something and you deserve the results of your hard work.
Absolutely.
So why is it that so many young girls know to say it's unfair, but they don't know that they should be supporting their interests? They should be watching it. They should be buying jerseys. They should be buying tickets. And I'm trying to figure that out. Like, I don't want to create victims. I want to create warriors. They go for what they deserve. You know what I'm saying? So like, what do you, and I told them this, and I'll let you go. I said, y'all, I need y'all to understand that it's more women than guys. Like, y'all outnumber us. All you got to do is show up. If y'all show up, this is a capitalistic country. If y'all show up, not only do y'all outnumber us, but y'all the biggest consumers. So if y'all just show up and start paying money, the money gonna come just because of sheer numbers. So I struggle with that. What do you think about that?
I think that, being in a competitive sport, we're competitive to a point where we compete against each other and drown each other out. And that's why there's such a big hashtag out right now, women supporting women, because we don't do that. And then there's a stain and a blemish on our culture going way back to the slavery days when we were crabs in a barrel. I'm not getting out, and neither are you. And then the houses were separated. You were either outside or you were inside.
Right.
So we've been separated from the door. And it's a culture that has to be, and a mindset that has to be broken. And it starts with us, okay, as coaches, as mentors, as parents, to break that cycle. And that's exactly what has to happen. And we have to educate one another. We have to educate one another. And if we don't do that, then there we are.
Right.
The young ladies have to start to hold themselves accountable. Okay. You have to do the work. You have to study your craft. You have to know what came before you.
Right.
If you don't know what came before you, then how are you going to go to the next level? Because you're going to be guarding that person. Right. You're sitting and you're cheering and you're watching a Shamiqua Holesclaw, for example. All right. And 3 years later, you're going to be going into the league. But you have no idea about Shamiqua Holesclaw because you didn't do the history. So that's like trying to go and play her in your first game, and you ignored the scout. You didn't read nothing about her. You didn't have nothing. You knew nothing about her tendencies, that she's going to run the ball right up in your mouth. Okay. She loves the baseline jumper. She got a mean stop and pop. She got a mean catch, rip and go. But if you don't study her, how would you know?
Right.
So it's the responsibility, unfortunately, is on us, because we are sitting here as pioneers of basketball. We will continue to be that until the next generation steps their game up and decides that they're going to study their craft. And that's the best way I could put it.
That's true.
Tom?
Awesome answer. Awesome answer. I mean, you put a lot of perspective into that, and I want to just welcome our guy Vid back to the show. He
Yeah.
has some technical difficulties, but he's back. He's back.
Yo, Vid was sitting there like this for like 5 minutes, and I'm waiting for Dom to catch on. Vid, Vid, Vid.
Hey, we gotta have
Vid's
some
like,
bloopers every now and
Look,
then, right? You know, we gotta have some bloopers for those, future shows and whatnot.
yeah,
Rasheed, let
usually
me
it's
ask you
goody.
something real quick.
Usually it's goody. Hold up. Usually it's
listen,
goody,
don't dump nothing. Today
but
is
hold
your
up. But
day.
then, Zoom
Today's your
said
day.
I'm going trash vid today. So
Today is your day.
Yeah.
That was priceless. Me and she knew that you froze.
Oh yeah.
Dom was interacting.
Yeah.
Dom was interacting with you like a blow up doll. You're listening to a WNBA State of Mind. I got my guys on here. We got an ODU Fest going on. Rasheed Wright, nephew Vid, Dominique Dondada. We here, sitting here, chopping it up, having a great time, interesting conversations, reflecting on the WNBA season, but also talking about the athletes of today, the mindset of today. Vid, you got another question?
yes. So we got a lot in common, right? So we both girl dads, right? Our young ladies play basketball. I get the question all the time: how do you balance being a dad with coaching your daughter?
Man, that's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And I'm not sure I've gotten it right. To be honest with you, I try. I think one of the things I have done to try and help myself is like all of my assistants are women. I've never hired a man to help me coach girls. Like, I know basketball inside and out. I played professionally for 13 years. I'm an everyday learner when it comes to the game of basketball. It's a whole bunch about women that I don't know nothing about. So I lean heavy on my assistant coaches. One is about my same age. That's one perspective. One is younger than me. There goes another perspective. One is older than me. There goes another perspective. So I'm always asking them questions. I try to have moments of time, especially with my oldest daughter, Rain, who's 17, where I'm not talking about basketball, but I want her to be so great, so bad that it's always happening in my head to like give her information. And I know sometimes it's information overload, man. So I'm not sure if I figured out how to balance it out. I think I've done some good things. I think I've grown, but I think I got a lot of work to do still.
Yeah. And one thing that I appreciate about you is that you recognize that, there's, men and women are different. Okay? And you have to coach the emotional intelligence of women. And that's not easy to do because you have 15 or 12 different personalities. One person you can yell at, the other one you got to sweep under the rug, the other one you got to pull, the other one you got to toe, the other one you got to just throw away at times, and it gets really difficult. And so, for you to realize and recognize, which is something that we were discussing about on the pro level, is that, you have those coaches that are standing at the box in the coaches box coaching. And then you have assistant coaches that are truly disconnected,
Right.
And that's why it's really important for you to hire, or bring on people that are bigger, better, faster, smarter,
Yes.
and not in an envious way, and allow your assistant coaches to shine. Because ultimately the goal is for them to leave
Yes.
and become, a coach.
Yes. And I think that's the difference between being a player and being a winner. Like you have a lot of people who have played basketball. You have a smaller amount of people who have won, right? And when you win, you realize how important everybody's contribution is, no matter how small or how great. And you might think that the person on that team that's a screener is not valuable, but you take screeners away from Steph Curry and you see how good he is, right? I mean, and, and so you have to like, whether there's a kid on my team that gets 30 minutes or 5 minutes, you're still valuable. I had a young lady on my team who was a softball player this last year, and her junior year, she struggled with the fact that she didn't get a lot of playing time. Her senior year, she knew every defense. She knew all the tendencies of the girls that got a lot of playing time, and she played them to their weaknesses in practice. And that's not going to get a reward or a highlight in the paper or whatever, but that helped us win, right? And so getting them to understand that and then fulfilling the goal, hopefully when they go out into their lives, because this is really life school. We really teaching life through using basketball, that they know what it takes to be a winner and how to be a part of a team.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as we wind it down, talk to us about some of the things that you guys have going on in Richmond. I played with the Richmond Rage. I
Okay.
adore Richmond.
Mhm.
I lived in Glen Allen on the end, far removed from U of R.
Right.
U of R, a lot of people don't know, is sitting in a really rough area.
Mhm.
It really is. It's tucked away in the cut, but outside of that area, is a whole different level. And I'm really proud of you for being in that area and really trying to usher some of these kids in and get them off the streets. Talk about how important it is, because at one point in time, Richmond was up as far as the capital in the world.
Well, I'll say most people don't know this. I was born in Richmond. I was born in Richmond in Henrico Doctors. We lived in an apartment right off of Southside Plaza, if you know where that is.
Wow.
And we moved to Greensboro when I was 5.
Okay.
Right. So I'm a North Carolina boy, but I got family from Richmond, Petersburg to the Sussex County area. My mom is from Sussex County, so I have so many cousins, aunts, uncles from the 757 all the way up through the 804. So I'm kind of home, even though I didn't grow up here. And so it looks completely different than what it used to look like. I mean, completely different than what it used to look like. But basketball is giving me a vehicle, right? It's giving me a vehicle to teach the game of life using basketball for boys and girls, right? And I have so many different socioeconomic backgrounds within my organization. So we have over 150 kids that are in our organization, and they come from all different areas of Richmond. Some of them come from very high-end areas, some come from low-end areas. And the dope thing about basketball to me and being able to travel the world with it is that it's always brought different people from different walks of life together.
Yes.
That's what it continues to do now. So I can have a team that got kids on it from Henrico, from the West End, from the East End, from Chesterfield area. They're all on the same team, right? And it's funny because you kind of see how the parents sit together in the stands based on where they live.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of like my high school days because I kind of lived in the city. And my 8th grade year, they sent me out to the county. All of a sudden, these city kids are out here with county kids, and it's a big difference. It's black kids meet white kids, basically. And there was some resistance to that integration that year, my freshman year. But by my senior year, man, we all was hugging and crying and loving each other, man, and we were just people, right? So that's my thing with basketball. For us to see that we have a lot in common. And if we work together, we can do some great things. And everything else that tries to divide us and separate us, let's find this common denominator and work together and see and watch ourselves grow, lift each other up when we fall. And if I can say anything I want to contribute to society, that's what I want to contribute to society.
Absolutely. That was a great answer, and prompting you back. Is there anything that you guys are going to be doing that's going to be coming up? Maybe some games, some tournaments that you guys are going to be doing that somebody else can catch on to? Maybe a kid wants to come from Norfolk. Maybe a kid wants to come from Chesapeake. Maybe a kid wants to come from Hampton. Maybe a kid wants to come from Suffolk. Put it out there, bro.
I'm the head varsity girls coach at Manchester High School. So you can get online, you can get on social media, and you can type in MHS Lancers or Manchester High School. I try to put a lot of stuff on social media. I'm so proud of what we've been able to build over the last 5 years. The school had never been to the state championship game, and we went back to back, let alone win one. And that same conversation that I was talking to you about earlier, I told those girls that 3 years ago when there are 80 people coming to our games. Our regional championship game this past year had over 1,300 people at the game. The line was wrapped around the building. People were sitting in the stands. And even though we're playing against our rival, man, they got girls on that team, and we had girls on our team that when we first got back home with France, they were fourth graders, fifth graders, sixth graders. And now they're number 20, whatever in the country, number 7 in the country. My big is a freshman at Georgia this year. My point guard is playing at Barton. That team was ranked number 25 in the country, ESPN top 25. And we finished the season ranked number 25 in the country. So to have a conversation about dedication to these young ladies and for them to end up doing that at the end of this year, we got something good going. And we lost some really strong players, but we have some really strong players still there. And so we added some really strong players. So come check out Manchester girls basketball. Tryouts start November 11th. You can find our schedule online on Max Preps. And our first game is December 3rd. We're exciting to watch.
That's what's up. And you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind. I got my guys on the show. I appreciate you coming on this show, Sheed. And remember, all the people that are out there, download, share, like, repost, tell somebody about it. Subscribe if you like to a WNBA State of Mind. Sammy Sosa. Peace out. That was good. I like that, fellas.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I like that. We got like 2 minutes to chop it up if you want to.
Okay, yeah. Look, I ain't never told you this, Goody, but my respect for you comes from, first, you're a cool person, you're a dope person, but every summer, coming back and playing with the guys.
You already know.
Every summer she was in that gym with us. I was that
Busting us up.
Yes. A lot of respect.
I can tell you, I got a lot of respect for that noon ball. People have no idea the travesty. When the field house came down, it took away a lot of people's opportunity to come in there and hone their skills. Because now it's so high class and a little bougie that you gotta have something to get inside the gym, where people would just walk in and you get it in. Those moments and those episodes and those days where I get up in the morning and go over and kick it with Marty and Scott and Terry and them, and they would keep my body going so that I could play as well as I did, stay injury free, come home, take all of that in, and then by 11:45 I'm walking over to the gym and I'm seeing you and Vid sitting there, and the whole everybody from over in the in the Monarch Way, and just getting it in Powhatan Ave. Everybody was in that gym, and so to have the opportunity to do that was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
We getting ready to get cut.
Yeah. Yo, Rasheed, I'm gonna see you doing the NCAA tournament this year. Yo, big Maya, she's with 2 of my kids, the Davis twins.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna I gotta go see these girls play now. I gotta move around a little bit this year.
Yeah, that's the fun part of being a coach.
All right, we got to do this again. I'm gonna catch up with you, Sheed.
For sure.
Catch you on another day off or something like that, or you open on Sundays.
It's a great day for me. It's a great day for me.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh,
all right, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day.
All right.
Okay, be safe.